We have a long way to go, and I think it starts, and I told the team this, of setting a real high expectation on everything we do, and then getting a lot of critical feedback and doing it over and over and over and over again. And if we just stay the course over time, we'll improve each day, and we'll feel good about where the team is at the end of spring.
How much more of a comfort zone is there coming out here, kind of at least knowing your players, unlike last year?
Well, it's a lot better comfort zone as a coach, because you know your players, you know your coaches, everybody understands the expectation, and like I said in the press conference, you're able to coach and motivate and teach, and not worry about a lot of things on the periphery. So, you know, last year I spent 3 days telling them that we don't do chants during practice, you know, so things like that.
What did you like today?
Just, I think probably big picture wise, that it was just a good, smooth, crisp practice. You know, doesn't mean there weren't 8,000 mistakes, and the execution was terrible, but overall it was a good tempo. The attitude was good. Everybody understood what we were doing, and it was a good day's work.
It seemed like last spring you always talked about you were teaching a lot of basics, a lot of fundamentals. Is that how this spring's going to be approached too, or are you really diving into what you want to get done for the fall?
No, it's I think every spring you do that, and certainly in our case we're so young, so it's not like we have 25 seniors coming through here. So we're really starting all over with the basics, and I mean, we started the first period with teaching how to tackle, and we're going to do that every day.
You talked about the good things. What keeps you up at night about this team that you need to get some answers to questions before the season starts?
I'm not sure we'll get all our questions answered before the season, and we just have to understand that we're going to work as hard as we can every day to get a little better, and hope that when the season kicks off that our young guys are where we need them to be.
Marlon Walls is one of those guys you talked about. You wait and see what you can get out of him when you see him. But you know, I know it's early, but what?
Yeah. Well, you know, this is the other thing about the first 2 days are, you know, we're sitting there wearing helmets, and so there's a lot of courageous players when wearing helmets. And then day 3 we put on the shoulder pads, and then it kind of, some of the courage now starts changing. And then your first scrimmage, when you're actually tackling, you just keep whittling it down. So I don't try to get too excited about guys showing up in the backfield on day 1. That's it. Holy smokes.
What about your day 1?
Yeah.
With Marcus Jackson, Dustin Moss?
You know what? I didn't notice him, which was good. And so I got to go watch the film. He probably missed every block he tried, but it wasn't so bad I didn't notice him. And so we'll go watch the film and see how he did, but he blended right in. And that's really a tribute, and really all those freshmen did, the mid-year guys. It's a tribute to the investment they've put in the last 5 weeks of trying to learn what to do enough to where they can function. So they were just like the mid-year guys last year.
Derek, there's probably never been a better time for spring football to start with all that's happened at this university over the past 24 hours. Can you address that at all?
Yeah, I'm happy spring practice started too. But I mean, there's not much I can say. I mean, I think everybody who's a part of Tennessee hurts a little bit right now, and you know, it's a real unfortunate sequence of events. But I know we have good leadership, and we'll get moving in the right direction. And you know, all my focus right now is helping football represent this university the way everybody wants it represented, and that's our goal. And hopefully it'll translate into wins on the field next year.
You didn't mention Greg King yesterday. What's his status? Is he good to go?
Yeah, he's out there full go, and we'll find out more when we get pads on him.
I was about to say, do you have any clue of where he is kind of right now? Because you basically haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's another guy. We saw him a little, you know, a little spotty in the fall, but I never felt like he was 100%. And but I really won't have a good feel for where he is until we put the pads on.
One of the biggest signees that y'all got was Justin Worley, and you said, you know, hey, don't pay attention to stars. This is the guy that he's going to be able to learn our system. This is who we want. What did you see from him today? Obviously, it's really early, but what do you like about him so far?
Well, I mean, he's a starts with great character. He's very intelligent. He's got a tremendous work ethic. He's got good stature. He's a big guy. And I think that he's one of those guys that probably needs to have a full understanding of what to do before he can really cut it loose. And so he's probably going to struggle a little bit early on. And as long as we're patient with him over time, the way we have been with all our quarterbacks, I think he'll turn out to be a good player.
Did you find that punt returner yet?
No, not yet. Tinkerbell hadn't showed up.